Now, let's talk about boundaries, dads. Boundaries are the backbone of effective fatherhood, but they're also the hardest part when you're worried about being liked. Saying no isn't easy. Enforcing rules isn't always fun. But here's the truth. Boundaries are an act of love, not punishment. Think about it this way. Your kids need limits to feel safe. They need structure to thrive. If you allow every request, tolerate every misbehavior, and ignore every boundary, you're actually doing them a disservice. It might feel easier in the moment, but long term, you're setting them up for confusion, entitlement, or frustration. So for me, when report cards come up and my son's asking for money for games, skins, or Robux, that turns into a real conversation now, not an argument, a conversation. I tell him no, and I explain why. Not because I'm trying to punish him and not because I want to take things away, but because I expect more from him and more than the bare minimum. And I can tell sometimes he thinks, I'm just trying to be hard on him. Sometimes he gets quiet. Sometimes he gets frustrated. When you don't see your child all the time, those moments can mess with your head a little because part of you wants to keep the peace and enjoy the time that you do have. But being a dad isn't just about protecting the moment. It's about protecting their future. If I tell him, yeah, that's good enough, when I know he can do better, I'm not helping him. I'm lowering the bar for his own life. So I stay steady, calm, clear, and consistent. I remind him that effort matters, that discipline matters, and that what he builds now carries forward. Over time, that's what boundaries do. They show a child the difference between what's easy and what's worthwhile. They teach that expectations aren't rejection, they're belief. I'm not asking more from him because I'm disappointed in him. I'm asking more because I'm confident in him and I believe in him. And that's the goal, not control, not punishment, but guidance. Helping him learn that the standards we hold today become the habits that we live by tomorrow. Boundaries also protect your energy as a father. When you enforce rules confidently, you reduce the chaos and uncertainty in daily life. You don't have to negotiate constantly. You don't have to beg for cooperation. You don't have to measure your worth based on approval. You can parent with intention because your kids know the structure and you know your role. And here's a practical tip. Decide your boundaries ahead of time. Know your non-negotiables, whether that's the bedtime, screen limits, manners, chores, respect, and stick to them. When your child tests you, you can respond from a place of clarity, not emotion. And if they push back, remind yourself, discomfort in the moment is part of growth. They're learning resilience and patience and the value of consistency. And finally, remember that enforcing boundaries doesn't mean being unloving or harsh. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's showing your child that you care enough to guide them correctly. The approval or likability will ebb and flow, but your love will always remain clear. And over time, your children will appreciate a father who loved them enough to teach them boundaries, even when it wasn't easy.